Um, oh. Oh, there we go, there we go. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Sake again. I think the audio quality recovered this time. And basically what happened is in the previous two videos, I got a new webcam and I forgot to set my default microphone as the headphones. So basically it was coming from my webcam. But in today's video, I'll be showing you everything that's in my mod pack. And of course, first we're going to have to dismantle the setup, which is actually really simple. So I'm just going to delete the route, delete the two stations we created, and delete the depot. That's all you need to do to start. Next, you can either delete the nodes or use the dedicated rail remover. Oh, and sorry for the performance. My computer does not really like it when an OBS is recording and trying to play with all these mods installed. It's very simple dismantling these rails, but if you like, you can still use a dedicated rail remover, which has less issues than just deleting the nodes, because sometimes it takes a while. But I'll be showing you pretty much everything that's in my mod pack. And the brush is this. Let's just get started with the brush, which is what I use all the time. Let me give you a basic example with the escalators. The brush is used to configure things in the mod. Like, for example, you can use it to rotate the escalators. Now, I'm using an older version of this mod to support all of the other mods that I have. But the brush is basically a universal configuration tool, and I don't need a railway dashboard. I'll just put that. So let's get started with MTR London Underground, which is the one that usually appears to the left. Now you can have, the main feature is the tunnel stations, and of course the platforms. So let me show you most of the things that you need. Just most of the basic things, like, oh, also that I use that. Just some of the basic decoration blocks that you'll probably be using. And that's pretty much all I use. So you can use this is like a logo. I don't really use this one. And of course there's a platform. Now this is how I do it. I do normal one, and then mind the gap, which they both look like this individually. And you can put them together to make things like that look really nice. And of course they work as normal platforms. For example, if I go down to my station from the first video, where is it? It's down there. It's right down here. There we go. Excuse the lag. You can see that I use the mind the gap platforms, and they work perfectly fine. So now if I just go back up here for a little testing block, there we go. You can see that these can go together for nice results. These are nice if you're going to do like nice, better realistic platforms or whatever you would like. Next is a see it, save, sorted. Now there's also other ones like deep tube station ambience and outside. And basically every now and then,
That doesn't look right. Speak to staff or text British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sorted.
pretty much every now and then, when that block is placed down, it will play the sound. And if I in back to my station on top of the tunnel, the tube, sorry, there was one of these that plays every now and then. Next is the station light. And the station light, just a nice little decorative light that you can place around in your stations. You know, it's better than also the ceiling light that's included with the mod, which is somewhere right here. The ceiling light is more suspended. This one's actually connected. See? The ceiling light's suspended. And of course, there's the exit sign. No station's complete without an exit sign. You can obviously use the built-in railway signs, which I'll show you later, but pretty much, yeah. And of course, there's stairs. You get it. Now, obviously, you're probably here for the tube stations. So you can take tube station 1, 2, and 3. That's all you need. Also, let me set a massive wall. I'm just going to make a big wall so I can show you better how to use this. Yeah. So, you're going to place tube station number 1 at the bottom, number 2 right above it, and tube station 3 you have to fiddle around until it places how you want it. And that's how it's going to look like from the inside. You won't see those little goofy things on the outside. Then if you want, you can just let me figure out how I want to place this. So then obviously you can use something like tube station block in the middle, like that. Again, that's what it's going to look like from the inside. Then figure out how I'm supposed to place this. That looks correct. Because these are directional, so it's very infuriating to place them when you're right up to a wall. And I guess I'll just move, move, bruh. Oh. There we go. So then you can just place that, get your station light from earlier, and you have yourself a nice tube station. Oh, so there we go. Let me get number 2. This does take a little bit of trial and error to place them, but once it's done, you get very nice results. There you have it. Nice little tube station. You can also stack these if you want. That's what I did. Just use World Edit because it's a lot easier. And / stack 5, for example. Boom. You have a nice little tube station. And you can break, like, if you want, like, a little exit, you can break, like, these 3. You know, build some blocks to cover that up. And you have a nice little exit. Now, obviously, the trains also... So, also, trains have their own dedicated tunnels. Excuse that little cut there. Yeah, trains have their own dedicated tunnels where you can grab these sets of blocks. So, tunnel 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And, of course, tunnel entrance number 1, which is basically the block. If I just replace this smooth stone with London Underground Tunnel Entrance 1, set London Underground Tunnel _ Entrance 1, that's the little block for the tunnels. Now the tunnels, let's just make a little tunnel over here to the side. Now obviously you'll replace these blocks later once you figure out exactly how big you want it to be. But pretty much it just goes 1, 2, 3, then 4 is 1 out, and then 5 bridges them together. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 is 1 out. Then you can also use tunnel 0 to just finish it off. That's our tunnel. Finish it off with tunnel entrance number 1. And that's how your trains are going to get into your station. Now, obviously, there's darker ones. There's also tube station number 1. This is just basic 1 tube station. You can make a double one, however you'd like. There's also station tracks, where you can just hollow out the floor and place some nice station tracks. That's good if you like. You can place tracks over it. That's pretty much, yes. And that's pretty much all you have for London Underground. Next, in the escalators, lifts, and elevators tab, you can make elevators and escalators. For the sake of this video, I will make a separate video later, to explain how elevators work, because they are very complicated and they deserve their own dedicated video. And plus, this video will be very long already, and I'm considering making it into like a 2-part thing, because I don't have time. Actually, I do. It just might. It's complicated. These things are, the hitboxes for these tube stations are very interesting. You have to just spam click if you can't hear me. There we go. That's it. So next, escalators are extremely simple. You can make a flat escalator, just like that. Use the brush to rotate it, or you can make an escalator that goes up. Now please note that they are very hard to make because of how annoying the restrictions of placing them are. But yeah, they're not that difficult to make. You just need practice. Like once you start making them, it should come pretty natural. But yeah. Plus also I recommend adding a little lip like that. And there you go. Small little escalator. Again, tap the brush to cycle. On the newer versions of this mod, there is also a stage where you can make it stop so it doesn't move. But again, this is an older version. But escalators are very simple. Again, I'll show you elevators later. So next, in the core, you have rails, signals, these dashboards. Yeah, so let's just take like a little rail node, and these tunnel creators and bridge makers. I have messed around with them. I prefer World Edit. In my opinion, it's much easier to make. But again, rails, right click. Signal connectors, it's the exact same. Just put it on a rail, and then you have your little signal. Yeah, so station decoration has a bunch of station decoration items, such as Quaterny, which is kind of complicated to understand, but the rigid one's much simpler. I'll give you a basic overview of the electric node and the rigid Quaterny, because it's the basic one to explain. If you want, you can search up other tutorials for the simple one. I still haven't figured that one out. But again, it's like rails, right click, boom. Electric node, same thing. Right click, and you're done. It's very basic. This mod does also have railway signs, which function the exact same as the basic railway signs, which I'll show you later in this video. Next is the London Underground signs. It's literally exactly what you think it is. Look, it's just signs. Just signs. Nothing you need to know. Station building blocks contains, so that is if you want to do something, yeah. So there's the MTR logo, and of course there's the platforms, and these glowing things, these are color dependent blocks. So here they'll be gray, but if I go over to my station, which is orange, they will, when I place them down, they will become orange, as you can see. All of these will place down as orange because they're station colored. They're pretty simple to understand, not too difficult. Next is Jobin Client Mod Blocks ceilings. These are ceilings. Pretty much how it would work is you would have like a really tall room, you know, blah blah blah, extremely tall, and then you'll have these things a little bit way down as ceilings. So from underneath, it's like a little industrial, you know, you can kind of see through, see the little roof. They're pretty cool. There's also the station colored ones, and these little poles that you can place on top of them. Again, pretty basic stuff, nothing too complex. Next is the Russian Metro add-on, where there's mostly these ticket barriers, which is the most important one. I'll show you the new ticket barrier and this. Of course, also this, and we'll get over station doors will be in my little advanced railway video, which is coming soon. And these are pretty basic, you know, you can put it there. If it was in a station, you could walk through and it would open and make a little beeping sound. This is just a little decorative, and this is a ticket machine. You just add emeralds, same thing. Next, this section, which is very long, but we'll start with the stuff I know what to use. So, these are here's some decorational. But I'll basically show you how to use most of these. So, the automatic iron door, I'm not sure what you expected. It's an automatic iron door. Pretty simple. This you can put at the end of the track to make it mark it as ended. This little emergency stop button, it's decorational, doesn't do anything. These are little exit signs, you can place them on walls. This is the, well, it usually places. It's probably in a bad mood today, don't worry. Then there's the fare saver, which can save you $2 next time you exit a station. And this baby is just a little exit sign. Pretty cool. You can use the brush. Then there is, of course, the signals. There's stairs. I'm just showing you the basics, of course. This is not everything. Yeah, so there's basically these are preset signals. They don't change. These are little stairs that fit with the MTR theme. This is a little ticket barrier. Oh, wrong button. This is like a little don't go onto the tracks. This is this just gives you free balance. This is, that's done. This mod has a lot of decoration blocks, and some of it is pretty complicated to understand. I'll show again some of these features in my advanced railway video. This is just basic overview. This is like to close it off. Next is railway facilities, which is probably my favorite section because this is the stuff you'll be using the most. Now, this is also a bunch of the clock, the ceiling. Let me get in glass pane. The railway sign, which is very important. I'll get a route sign. And what else can I show you guys? Yeah, that's pretty much the most important stuff. Of course, there's a ticket machine. So the clock, it's a clock. It hangs from ceilings. There's poles for it. The ceiling light you place on ceilings to illuminate, but you can also use a station light. This glass fence, too tall fence, you can't jump over it. Great and really decorational, really nice looking. The railway sign, this is where you can decorate your station. Click with a brush, click editing the squares to edit, and you have a whole list of things that you can add, like free Wi-Fi, or you can do sections where you can choose a line to display. Like here, there's nothing. You can do a station. You can do a platform. Now, it depends of which station you're in. It will give you different options, obviously. But just depending, it's pretty simple. So you can do Wi-Fi, yeah. And, of course, you can edit the different size differently. So, exit and free Wi-Fi are the only ones that color everything. Usually it will be black by default. If I remove this, and I light rail, it becomes black. There's also individual icons like U-turn, exit, And of course, London Underground adds a few, like way out, way, edit, out, just to get stuff simply done. This route sign is a route sign, in case you didn't tell. Right click it, you can assign routes to it, it shows you the routes. The rubbish bin, it's decorational. And of course there's a ticket machine. Again, same thing from the other one from earlier. Right click, add emeralds. You need balance to do things in the game. And of course there's signals. I love signals. So if you don't remember earlier, we added the orange signal connector. And if that's added and you place a signal next to a rail node, it will detect it and it will turn into a signal. If you don't, like for example, if I place a semaphore signal over here, it won't activate because there's nothing to semaphore. You can also do the other signals, such as there's like the 3 aspect signal. There's just a bunch of signals. This one's green. You can do a lot of things with signals. Plus, there's also these glowing ones. These can be like station names. You can choose it to customize your station. Again, I'll probably make a video of like how to make a station later. Last category is my favorite. This is the Job and Client mod blocks PIDS. Now, PIDSs are basically blocks that give you the status of where your train is. So if I go down into my station from the first video, I can show you some of these PIDSs. Ignore my like 3 frames a second, and I just missed it, didn't I? I did. It's right down here. These things right here are PIDSs. Right now it's set to detect nearby platform because I didn't select this platform specifically. But once the train starts its route, this will appear and show you how much time you have left. And of course, you can do these are just separate ones. Like Railway Vision, they're just retextured PIDSs, and they're all pretty simple. And what? Oh, there you go. See, it shows you. The train will arrive in 1 minute. And other than that, this is very simple. This is just a basic overview of what's included in my mod pack if you want to install it and download it. There's also one last mod that's called the Nemo's mod, which it's what makes the rails 3D, adds a bunch of like performance fixes, and this train departure bell, which is nothing other than... And of course does add a bunch of other miscellaneous features. But still, you can experiment with this, and I'll make a video later of how to make stations. Alright, thank you guys, have a great day, I will see you later, adios, Oh, and also again, Modpack link in the description, Modpack install video in the description. Enjoy your time, and see you guys later.